If you're a Canadian who grew up in the 2000s, I can guarantee you watched Total Drama Island, or you at least have some memory of it. Picture this, if you will. Reality television is riding high. Shows like Survivor, Big Brother, and The Bachelor are getting the highest ratings they ever will have gotten. It truly is the golden age of reality television. However, there was one audience that these shows were not appealing to: preteens. Reality television was just too boring for them. But someone had a crazy idea to cash in on this untapped market. What if we make a cartoon reality TV parody aimed at preteens? And thus, Total Drama Island was born. I have quite fond memories of this show. It had all the drama and romance of a trashy reality TV program, but it was presented in a way that was palatable for the younger crowd. Recently, I rewatched the original Total Drama Island to see if it was as good as I remember. The short answer? Yes, it is just as good as I remember, and I'm not just blinded by nostalgia. The long answer? Well, I guess you'll just have to watch the rest of this video. Let's dive right to it. First off, let's do a quick overview of the show's format. There are two teams, the Screaming Gophers and the Killer Bass. Over the course of a 22-minute episode, both teams will go head-to-head in a challenge. Whichever team loses will have a character sent home at the end of the episode. Just a standard reality TV format. However, the show manages to use this format as a method to conclude character arcs. There are two flags that will let you know what character will be eliminated this episode. 1. It seems like their character arc is reaching its end, or 2. They have done something to anger their teammates. This helps make it feel like a character is never eliminated unfairly. There is no missed potential, since the character has fully finished their arc, and it cannot be progressed any further. It's not like because they got eliminated you are missing out on anything. All the possibilities for that character have already been explored. The eliminations also keep from feeling unfair because the show always gives a reason for them being eliminated. Usually, it's because said contestant did something to anger their own team that episode. This actually helps the characters feel real. The reasons they vote off who they vote off are realistic reasons that actual people would think about. Keep in mind that despite all their weirdness, the cast is supposed to be your normal everyday teens. Speaking of the cast, I would like to shine a spotlight on them for a bit. Each character is memorable, no matter how short their stay on the island is. This is in part due to their wonderful character designs. It walks the line between wacky and normal perfectly. Each character's respective outfit emphasizes their main personality trait, while at the same time looking like something a real teenager would wear. Each character's personality is based off a teen stereotype. Harold is the socially awkward dork, Jeff is the cool party guy, and Gwen is the token goth girl. For the first episode or two, sure, that may be all there is to their personality, but over time these characters evolve and become so much more than their stereotypes. These characters have real thought-out personalities with multiple sides to them, although there are a few one-note gag characters here and there who never really develop. Good examples of these would be Ezekiel, Eva, and Justin. Luckily, the show eliminates all one-dimensional characters early on, allowing the spotlight to go to more developed characters. Basically, the show takes gag characters as far as they can go, and then eliminates them after there's nothing else the writers can do for them. It's actually not a bad system. Now, there are two characters that really make this show as good as it is: Chris and Heather. These two characters are the show's main antagonists. Nearly all the plot is driven forward by them. Without them, the show would be nowhere as entertaining as it is. Let's go over why. Chris acts as the show's host. He also seems to be the showrunner, as he is the one who comes up with the challenges. If I could compare Chris to another character from another series, I would say that Chris is Total Drama Island's Monokuma. He is a sadistic host who works to make the contestants as miserable as possible for his own gain and for ratings. Every episode revolves around these challenges. He is the true instigator of every single thing that happens in the show. Chris is also quite an unfair host. He changes rules as he pleases, and often screws over the contestants just because he thinks it's funny. It creates quite the oppressive atmosphere. Everyone in the show is at the mercy of Chris. The contestants are just his playthings. Now, on to Heather. Out of all the contestants, she is by far the most antagonistic. From the very first episode, it is made clear that Heather means business, and that she will do anything to win Total Drama Island. Any internal conflicts between the contestants is often the work of Heather. She is the stereotypical, scheming reality TV villain. She manages to be so hateable, yet so likable at the same time. This is in part because she always gets her comeuppance. For all the humiliation Heather causes others, she always gets that same amount of humiliation thrown back at her. This makes it so that Heather never gets too unlikable. It's not like she's just being a dick with no repercussions. Even within Heather's own alliance, she is constantly tormented by the antics of Lindsay and Beth. Despite her villainous role, Heather often acts as the straight man to the insanity of the other competitors. She has ambitious goals and will do anything to win, yet at the same time is constantly miserable due to the others, as well as the camp's conditions in general. Another thing this show is great at is making camp seem absolutely miserable. It is made very clear from the start that camp is not a pleasant place. All the facilities are worn down and everything looks to be in a general state of disrepair. All the grass around camp is a muddy brown, showing that it is not well taken care of. I would say the worst place is the confessional toilet. Everyone comments that it smells horrible, and there is a constant swarm of flies in it, along with mysterious green stains. The food is also disgusting. It is always slop cooked by the absolutely terrifying Chef Hatchet. The show really does a good job of making you not want to be there. The contestants are completely at the mercy of the sadistic Chris and the monstrous Chef Hatchet. Their treatment of the campers emphasize that what we are watching is just another trashy TV show in-universe that will do anything for ratings. So, we've covered the format, the characters, and the atmosphere. Now, what about the comedy? This is the part I really have mixed opinions on. Total Drama Island very much relies on physical comedy and slapstick. Now, I'm in no way complaining about that. Some of the gags are pretty good. It can get so over the top that the craziness of it can bring out a few laughs. However, what I don't like is when the show devolves into gross-out humor. The most common victim of this is Owen. Almost every time he is on screen, there is some sort of fart joke. Okay, sure. Fart jokes were funny when I was 10, but looking at it now, it's just kinda cringe-worthy to watch. Total Drama Island also likes to pull jokes involving vomit. Again, it's the same problem with the fart jokes. It was funny when I was young, but now it's just straight up gross. Near the later episodes, these jokes get worse and worse to the point where it's almost hard to watch. This would have to be my biggest gripe with the show. The last thing I have to say about Total Drama Island is its use of the dual ending. This will tread into spoiler territory, so feel free to stop watching here if you don't want to know how the series ends. Alright, so, Total Drama Island did something entirely unique with its ending. Depending on what country you were in, either Owen or Gwen wins. This was something completely new to television, let alone cartoons. The closest thing I can compare it to is the Clue movie having multiple endings in different theaters. What at first may seem to be just a novel gimmick actually enhanced the show for me. Owen was a fine competitor, sure, but I feel like Gwen just deserved it more. The dual ending allows the audience to pick who they like better, and thus have their own say in the story, almost creating a sense of viewer interactivity. So, the answer to my question I posed at the beginning of the video. Does Total Drama Island still hold up today? Yes. For the time, the series was a trendsetter that would go on to inspire other series I would come to love, such as a certain web series about talking objects. Total Drama Island not only has good characters, but also a good elimination order that saves the best characters for last. The show also pioneered with its double-ending format. The only real problem I have with the show is that its humor can sometimes fall flat now that I'm older. Overall, I think Total Drama Island has aged quite well, and that's not just me saying that due to nostalgia. If it was created this year and broadcasted, it would still have the same great reception it had during its original run. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is CJ Mac, signing off. Have a nice tragedy.